All right, John, thank you so much for joining me today on Real Estate with Julia Myers. This kind of like my new podcast thing I going on for YouTube, where I'm interviewing different agents across eXp Realty and kind of get their story, their background, how it's been to work over here, and kind of like their vision for their business going forward. So John joins me from Dayton, Ohio. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, it sure is. I appreciate you having me on, by the way.
Yeah. Is it cold there yet? Because I'm in Chicago.
You know, what's so crazy is I don't know if it's what we've been doing to the world or if God's just testing us or something, but on Christmas, I was outside in a t-shirt for a quick minute out here, and that doesn't happen in Ohio. Of course, it was raining cats and dogs. And so now it's been going back and forth. And today, yes, ma'am, to answer your question, it is freezing cold outside.
Freezing, yeah.
But it has been raining up until today. It's just been like around that 40, 50, 60 area. Yep. And now it's back down to 30 something. So we're about to get it in, I'm sure.
Yeah, because you guys' weather kind of is like ours over here in Chicago. We got our first snowstorm last night.
Y'all get that wind shooting through the buildings. It kills you. I don't care. That's the coldest place I've ever been. I'm a military brat. I lived all over the world. That is the coldest place I've ever been in my entire life. And I dressed right. I even dressed right that time. And that's my problem.
Every winter I ask myself, why the hell do I live here?
Right? Trying to get that house in Florida like all those smart older people do.
I know, right? And a lot of EXP agents are doing it. It's like a big thing going on there.
Dual license. Dual license.
What'd you say?
Dual license, right?
Yeah, dual license.
Yep.
All right, so I always start off with every interview with this one question. Why real estate?
Ooh, that's a good question.
You know, because we get a lot of people that's looking at our industry, and people come here from all different types of life, walks of life. And I'm really big on your why. Like, why are you doing the thing that you think you want to do? So I always start with why real estate?
Well, I love the fact that you asked that question, because that's not something I've ever been asked, at least the way you asked it. Why real estate? So I come from a long background of sales. So I've been in retail sales and restaurants, bartending and stuff like that since birth. When I was 6 years old. And it sounds funny, but it wasn't terribly far afterwards. At 6 years old, my little brother and my mom had you can loom, like we make pot holders, for cooking.
Yeah.
We loom pot holders, as a kids, and we sold those suckers door to door.
Oh my God.
Sold them door to door on base. And then after that, it was moving to, a lawnmower door to door, and doing that. And so it just progressed. And I was lucky enough I worked for Shred It, which is a multi-billion-dollar document destruction company to shred documents, to help stop identity theft. Funny enough, right before I left to come to real estate, I was in your town for the interview because I went, Stericycle bought us for $2.2 billion. And I went there and interviewed with six vice presidents for the best job I'd ever had. So I was number one in the world for that company for 2 years in a row.
So wait a minute. So you're one of those people that they say you can sell water to a well.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I sell gas to a burning man. Yes, ma'am. It's just what I do. That's a funny thing. And I think that's why I do fairly decent now is I don't chase checks, if that makes sense. I chase the close. I'm a weirdo. So I think I told you, at least in the interview portion of this, that I am the #1 real estate agent on social media in the state of Ohio. Mm-hmm. And if you look at the numbers, it's by a landslide. And most of it's because Instagram, like people, they throw on Instagram, which I'm probably #3 I think, at everybody in the state for them. But Instagram, you can pay for your followers, right?
Yep.
You can't do that on LinkedIn. You can't do that on Facebook.
No.
Now, and that's where I own both of those. Like as it relates to real estate agents in Ohio, for the coverage and what I put out. So with I was with Shred It for a long time. They basically mentored 140 people across the globe. They wanted me to cut the legs out from everybody. Well, either convince them to move to one of 5 regional call centers or let them go, right? And so we had 2 branches in every state. So imagine how many people we're gonna have to.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a heavy job. Right?
I can't do that. I build people up. I don't do what they wanted me to do. And so I dipped out, and my wife said, listen, you've done such a great job at training people and helping people and in sales. And her and I have been together for 23 years. You see my wife, she's way too hot for me. But we've done the thing where I helped her she finished school. Then I went back and I finished school.
Yep.
And then she got her career rolling. And then I started getting a little more serious and get mine right.
Y'all been doing teamwork. That's how it's supposed to be.
Loyalty is everything. And my wife is ride or die. She's been with me, and she's like, look, John, we're not real hip on, gambling with the money and gambling with the time. And like, she goes, but look, it's not like you don't have a proven sales success record. She goes, you could come in and do this if you just use the skills you've already learned in the corporate world.
Because they're transferable skills.
Well, of course, yeah, but it's actually even the better. If you ask me, it's better because listen, and I'm not trying to be an arrogant or sound bad or anything, but the majority of our industry are soccer moms and weekend warriors and people that want to get into it thinking mom and dad and all the friends and family gonna buy from them. And that's complete horseshit.
That right there. Let's talk about that.
That ain't gonna happen.
Because I know we're going down. I knew this interview was gonna be good. We're gonna go down a few rows here. Because I think the stats they say about 70 to 80% of agents fail after like their first 3 to 5 years. And I think it's because what you just said, they think they're going to be able to survive selling to their friends and family, which most new agents will realize most of them won't even work with you until you're already like doing sales somewhere else. That's the
even if they do, even if you've been doing sales for a minute, some of them don't want to work with you. But listen, there's two things to that. Like, you can take it personal, which a lot of agents do, right?
Yep.
I mean, I get a little hot. I've been a little hot.
I've had a few. I ain't gonna lie. I had a few.
And I was more mad because honestly, I could have saved my people more money. I mean, especially if they're selling their home with my following, I get it in front of more people than anybody in the state. You're kind of not very smart if you don't use me to sell your home. Buying, it's the same thing, but I'm up at 4 a.m. I hustle half of them anyway. So you want me on that side too. But the thing with people jumping into this thinking all your family's gonna buy, like, you could get lucky. I know a girl who used to sell real estate with me, and her husband's a cop. And this woman brings it in like a champ. Everybody and their mother buys from her.
But that's a strong
network. She's hooked up with a really good group of people who are seriously loyal people.
Loyal to. Let me tell you something. I sold one cop a house, okay? Mm-hmm. I've had about 4 or 5 now because they are like, that's network.
They listened to him. They said, or her, whoever it was. They were like, They were like, yo, this girl is not right, man. She's good. She minds, she stays. She
and they come ready. Like,
it's like that. I mean, that's the thing. That's how I do all my business in the last 3.5 years that I've been with EXP, and I've only been with EXP. Came straight in with them is only social media and referrals. So I was a telephone terrorist when I was with Shredded. I was number one in the world because I slammed phone calls and I closed people on something that nobody wants to do. I
was just about to say, and think about your product at that time. It's not even sexy and glamorous. It's like, we destroy your paperwork.
This is fun. Yeah, I mean, that was something that's responsible to do.
Right.
And there's a lot of legislation and mandates that you handle stuff responsibly, but they don't say use a service. They say shred the documents. So you don't got it. I'm going up against shredders that you can get an office. Right? So now it's me telling you about how time is more important than using,
being you
to do that mindless job. So I sell value. That's what I've always done my whole life.
That's what it boils down to.
And that's what I wanted to do here. And I knew that, it's not, so getting up early, right? To be successful, in my opinion, at least in my life, getting up early, out working people, doing your self-education, you try to better yourself. All these things are things that I learned in the corporate world, because if I want to I'm a number in the corporate world. That's the problem I had. Is I didn't treat people like that, but that's how I was treated, and that's how I was kind of expected to treat people. It's like, if you don't perform at a certain level, but here's the thing: everybody is motivated differently. Some people are motivated like me. I'm not motivated by money. You're not gonna win me over. I say, oh, check this out. I can give you $100,000. Okay, listen, that's great, but I know I can make that already because I put it in. I mean, I put in work. I'll make that much money if I want.
Right.
I do it. So I work now to where I can be with my family. I don't leave the house unless I know I'm going to close some deals. So like, I don't go unless somebody's pre-approved. You know what I mean? Like, there's things, I have my business straight, but most people, when they come into this, these new people that think mom and dad, the family and friends are going to buy from, they also don't have the business acumen. Like,
that's it right there.
You may have came from being a nurse, which is beautiful. That means you're good with people. Great. But people there's the fight over which brokerage to go for, right? Like, I'm sure you and I could go all day long about how great
how
EXP is.
great EXP is,
but at the end of the day, it don't mean it's no better than any of the other ones. Because here's the thing: if I sign up with you and you're worthless, and you're with EXP, and you tell me EXP is awesome, but then I got nobody that answers the phone. I've got nobody that can actually come and maybe open a door for me because my kid's sick or something like that.
Yep.
I don't have the support I need. It's just as worthless as another one.
Yep.
What you sign up with is a leader, is somebody that cares about you and cares about your success. And the bonus plan is, when I did that and I went to sign up with people that I knew would help me with my career to get to a certain way, guess what? They happened to work with EXP. What do you know? Right. I got lucky. I
got lucky too. I got lucky.
I researched.
We're part of kind of the same network. So that's how we end up on this interview, is because me and John are part of Honey Badgers, which we kind of like a sorority frat all wrapped in together. And we support each other. And exactly what he says. Like, I just feel like we came in through a line that cares for the most part.
It's the most value added group that I have ever been in my entire professional career. And that's in my life. I've been in networking groups, in-person networking groups, Facebook groups or whatever kind of online. I have literally, and this is not a joke, I have never been in a group that has given more value to me. And if I can give you kind of a quick little secret, that group right there is the reason why I am who I am right now and why I am doing as well as I am. And I'll tell you why. And it comes from a place of abundance, right? Like you, and you'll hear that term a lot on there if you watch any, the Albie Stasic and Jay Kinder and all my cats out there. These guys, are always sharing the knowledge that they have, and that's what I've done that my whole career. So my thing is, I have never helped somebody else shine and had it dim my light. If that makes sense.
Never.
I don't worry about, like, if I know some stuff, man, that I know is like,
I'll give it all away to you.
Yes, I want you to, you know why I want you to know though? Because I want you to be so gangster that you make me up my game. Now I gotta find a new way to keep that
I think that's the environment. It's funny because energy attracts energy, right? So Jay Kinder and Mark Reese, they give from that space. So more people like them show up. And everybody is giving everything they got, to a point where it's like you literally can take the blueprint and go recreate it for yourself. Like literally, like it's there. So
all you have to do is ask. If you don't know it,
and most of the time you ain't even got to ask. It's just sitting there. It's sitting there waiting.
So what happened initially, because of this group, the reason why it even blew up for me is I make all of my own content, right? So like I've been a meme master, so to speak, for the last 8 years, because some little young kids, when I was working at Shredded, some older cat next to me fell asleep at the chair, and these fools took a picture of him and made a meme, and I was laughing my butt off. And I'm like, man, what's that app all about? Blah, blah, blah. Because I'm a comic my whole life. I make fun. I mean, we got fun and clown with friends. I'm a natural comic anyway. I'm like, man, I'm born to do that stuff right there. Like,
right. That's right up your alley.
Like this is this new gig, man. So I started that 8 years ago, got grandfathered into this thing. I've done 1,700 real estate memes. They're shared all over the world in all the major groups. People still don't believe that it's actually me, my logo and stuff that's on there. But I was doing sales meetings for 6 years prior to doing real estate ones. So it's kind of funny. I've got a ton of, so I make all my own stuff, and I've got my own logos for my business. And, obviously you've seen this, and this is the team now, but there was a business prior to that, still Your Agent John Clark. And that's on a lot of my motivating stuff, because I'm up at 4 a.m. with Good Morning Early Risers. My first post is like 4 a.m.
I've stalked your social media a little bit.
Well, it's not real fun right at this particular moment, because Mr. Zuckerberg feels that I should be taking a social media cleanse on Facebook since the 20th of December until the 19th of January.
You're in jail.
Yeah, over some algorithm BS, man. There was no way a human read my comment and thought I was trying to incite violence.
It's the funny things that get to stay. You're like, did anybody see this? Like,
man, some of the stuff I see makes me cringe, and I'm a dirty dude, man. I mean, I'm a funny cat, and that made me like blush some of this stuff.
That might be a little bit.
My comment was some stupid stuff like, it was a parenting memes group, right? And it was like, somebody's like, hey, when you wake up in the morning and the house, is dirty. So it's basically like when you work at a restaurant. And the night shift manager, he goes, well, the night shift manager didn't do their job. I was like, that's when you got to find him to kick his A, and then it was $$. That's all I said. And I was in cyber violence. And 30
And
days
now
later,
you're on
it's like,
Facebook.
which affects your business pretty bad on Facebook. So I won't be doing that anymore.
All right. So let's backtrack really quick. So you were in the shredded business, and they wanted you to pretty much tell all these people that they weren't going to have an income anymore.
Well, they were supposed to be told whether or not. I had to move them to either one of 5 regional call centers in the country. Like out of
Like
50,
people aren't
two
gonna-
branches in every state.
Yeah.
And how many families are going to be like, oh, sure, I'll pack up my kids
Right,
and
and move.
go for this job where we just make phone calls? And come
Right.
on.
Nobody's doing that. So
They're not doing it.
So you say, I'm not going to do it. Your wife supports you. You're not doing it. And you say, I'm just going to do real estate then.
Well, I left there and went and worked for a guy that used to be my old sales manager for a company that did digital stuff, like for dealerships and stuff like that. We did geofencing and all kinds of crazy marketing stuff to bring customers to places for a very short time. And then I was like, baby, I can't do this. And she's like, well, why don't you just go ahead? Because it wasn't very long I was there. I just saw some things there that I didn't think were very ethical, and this is not how I roll. I mean, I'm out there, dude, and I've got a bad mouth on me sometimes, but as it relates to doing business and messing with people's money and stuff like that, I don't play with that. You messing with people's families and futures, and just I can't even imagine what I would do to some people with my, I mean, on some things that I've seen real estate agents, get in trouble for. It's weird stuff. So I just can't be a part of anything like that. But so then, came over to real estate, and I'm not gonna lie, it's been the most fun I've ever had working, because now with this, like with our group, the Honey Badger group, as opposed to throwing my logos on all the stuff I make, I throw EXP's logo on it and I share it with everybody. And now that I share that stuff with everybody, and I let everybody know that, like, I think you may have seen a little while ago, I did a post where I screenshotted a bunch of my people on my phone.
Yes. So that's what I was going to say, John. I think you're the guy that has like all of our number in the state in which and that is very impressive.
I think I tag people
to referrals.
Well, that's because why? It's because I want you to only think of me. When you think of Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, anything in Ohio, I want you to think of John Clark first, because I can make your life easier. Yep. You make one phone call to me. You say, look, I got somebody in Columbus. I'm like, man, that's just out of my territory. But guess what? I've got a rock star guy that I send everything to, also a Honey Badger, by the way, who I have vetted, and he has done my business. He sends me his business, and I'm going to set you guys up directly. I don't want anything from you.
And that's what I was just about to say. This is another example of that part of just giving and being in a place of value for somebody else. Like when I saw that post, I was like, man, he did that a lot.
Well, I was able to make 11 people I put together in 72 hours. So I'm on Facebook and workplace and stuff all the time. So when I see somebody say, hey, man, I got something up in Chicago, Illinois, I need a badass listing agent. You know what I'm doing? I'm tagging you immediately. And I've
gotten a lot of businesses last year from that, because I think that's the part where people kind of miss too about EXP, is that we have 70,000 agents the last time that I checked, right?
All over the world.
All that business is shared amongst each other all day.
That's it.
All day. You go in Facebook, workplace, wherever you're going to go, you'll see agent in Hawaii, agent in Ohio, Florida. Like, do we have somebody, some places I've never even heard of? I'm like, oh my God, who's buying a house there? So it's just amazing. And what you put together, that thing is just like, wow.
Well, I try to make it, I'm just kind of OCD, right? So this, for me, it's a way to quickly find information that I can need, because I always want to be the first dude tagging someone on there, because usually first one wins. I'm not gonna lie, every time.
That's usually how it goes.
So what I do is I'll tag you, and I also go in there and I'm like, Miss Julia, I have your number and stuff in my phone. I pull it up and I go, I screenshot it, I crop it real quick, and I don't just tag you, I put that on there so now they see your phone number and email, and then I go and I go to their message and I message that tag and say, this girl ain't right. This is who you want.
That's who you want to take your referral.
And then what I do is right after that, and I say, yo, this is your girl anytime you're in Chicago. Oh, by the way, I'm the dude in Ohio. You need anything. And I send them all my information. You need anything, I'm your one-stop shop for any badass you want in Ohio. And like I said, like we were getting at, when I hook you up with somebody, that is a genuine, like, I want your client, I want their mind blown by how good the service was. That's who I send people to.
Yep.
And so I don't need a piece of that. I just need you to remember I'm Ohio.
Right. That's it. So Ohio. When you got something in Ohio,
next call's me. It might be in my spot. It might be in my market this time. I might be sending your ass to Cleveland. It don't matter. but Ohio, every single phone call, Ohio, right?
Ohio, John Clark, Ohio.
That's all we need to remember. Yes.
And it works. That's funny because as soon as you say, hey, I was like, oh, that's that guy that made that, like, that post and got everybody name and stuff. So, all right. So I share
it. I share it with you because I want y'all to do it. I want everybody, because it takes 2 seconds to do it. And girl, look, you can say, look, I need somebody in Atlanta, Georgia. I put a little blue diamond real fast and I type in Atlanta. I get 6 people popping up. Wow. I know my girl Micah Calloway's where it's at. Boom, she's out. Boom, right over. So it's just a fast.
And that network too, because that agent that you're tagging is going to know, they know you. They're going to be like, this man sent me business. Like so it's just going to become like the ultimate choice if something comes up.
The people in my phone are these badasses that we watch on this Honey Badger all day long. I got Mike in there. I got Albie Stasic in my phone. I got Andrew Gators. I mean, these are awesome. I love these people, man. I love the way they do business. I love the way they share information. I mean, I just want to be just like that. I just want to give. And I want them to know that I'm giving in hopes that maybe one day it's thrown back
around. And it always comes back around.
That comes in my market. Beautiful. If it doesn't, let me put you in contact with someone that'll still exceed your expectation. And let's see if it's in my market next time.
Amazing. So you decide to go in real estate. EXP is the only real estate company you work for?
Ever.
Why did you pick EXP?
Will ever. Seriously, because I did my homework. I mean, I went to go work with somebody specifically. I had a relationship. It's kind of a crazy one. Not ready for this interview. It'll take too long, but I've seen this dude 3 times in 20 years. Right.
Wow.
First time I told him he shouldn't be marrying some chick. It was crazy. Second time was when he helped my brother not get arrested the night before my wedding. And then when I called him and said, yo, I heard you're in real estate. Let's talk. And I'm telling you,
in 20 years, 3 times.
You will love this story. It is not right, this story, when I tell it the way it's supposed to go down. We just don't have time for it. So especially, the way I talk.
That's another time. Yeah,
I'm off topic like a champ anyway. You don't need me to do that. So your question one more time, hon. I'm so sorry.
So why EXP? Why did you pick it? Yep.
So besides the fact that these gentlemen were there, which was the bonus plan, before I went to them or made the final decision, I went and talked to them because, just to get an idea of if I was even going to dig kind of like the industry and all that. And they gave me the tour. Then I went, and I have already been doing the shredding for Iron Gate and for Keller Williams and Coldwell and all these people around here, when I was working for Shred It. So I already knew these companies. I already knew the ones I kind of thought I liked, because I like companies that do that service because they're responsible with people's information. That was just a thing for me as it relates to business. I like that. So I choose to do business sort of on things like that. So anyway, when I did the homework, I noticed that, first of all, I was almost a master user when I was at Shred It for Salesforce. So which is a CRM, which to me, it's a CRM. I have short-term memory loss because of so much partying in high school. I'm sure, party like a rock star. So anyway, I don't remember what I did yesterday. So here's the cool thing. When I talked to Miss Myers on the phone, and she says, man, I can't talk to you right now, John, but I'm hip to listening to what you got to say. But I'm doing my daughter's wedding right now, and I can't talk to anybody for another month and a half. And I go on my CRM system. I was like, listen, girl, don't worry. Good luck. I hope to kick butt in that wedding. You're going to look beautiful. I'm sure your bride's going to be bang. I'll holler at you later. And then I put it in the system. Hey, Miss Myers says she's having a wedding, blah, blah, blah. And guess what I do? And I put a reminder for a month and a half, and I call Miss Myers back in a month and a half. Like, girl, how did that wedding go? Did it jump off? It was oh my God, John, I can't even believe you remembered that. It was beautiful.
Right.
And your memory is awesome. No, it ain't. My memory sucks. But I remember to put it in there and put good notes in. And so that CRM system allows you to do so many funky, cool things that if you just take the time and as you hey,
you actually do
great
it.
conversation, boom. Now I set you up on something that's showing you properties every day that match what you want. I got, one that checks in with you after you've closed with,
Send you birthday alerts and
then we've got profit share versus revenue share, right? So my thing is for my whole life, I've always given as it relates to my training. Like I told you, I don't care. I just want you to be if you want it, I want to give it to you, if that makes sense. If you got the urge to be a badass, and I've got even this much of something that you feel, you came to me and said, that could help me, then boy, I'm gonna bring it to you. I'm gonna try to give it to you how I do it, see if you can do the same thing. I'll help the best I can. But now I'm compensated for that stuff.
I know. So that's what I said. What I'm doing now with like mentoring agents and sponsoring them, I would do that for free anyway. Because that's what I've been doing. So now they pay me for it. And it's like,
but see, the coolest part about that and what I feel, now we catch so much flack from EXP, from all these other brokerages, because I think they're ignorant, and that's not a bad word. Ignorance is just not a lack of information, right? So they're not they're stupid, they're just ignorant, and that they haven't learned for themselves. They just listen to everybody else. The thing is, with a lot of these places, when they come to Hondros, and I listen, these people would come out and they sit at the real estate schools and they try to recruit you at your last days or whatever, right? Try to get you out. And all the crap I hear them saying, and even EXP people I've heard, it hurts my feelings sometimes. It's always, it's agent specific. It's not brokerage specific.
No, it's agent. Cause I even see sometimes how some agents try to recruit people and it's like, ugh. And I get mad because they can't see the value because the person that's serving you the food don't know how to serve it.
That's just how some of them do. Some of them only do that and they don't sell real estate. So a lot of people call us like Amway, which is stupid because that's a crazy good company, which thank you for calling us that, by the way. But we're not a multi-level like that. Yes, we're kind of set up to where we can get paid like that. But
the kickback.
If I signed up Ms. Meyer and I'm not there for Ms. Meyer and Ms. Meyer don't sell anything,
you ain't getting no money.
Don't make anything.
Nothing. So, that's what I always tell people. Look, at the end of the day, we still have to sell real estate. If we don't sell real estate, don't nobody make no money.
Well, I mean, don't you want to sign up with somebody that don't get paid unless you get paid? I mean,
because now your success is wrapped up in my success. So amen. Now I'm going to give you everything that I possibly can to make sure you're successful. And who cares if you're successful? If it works, it works.
So here's the thing with me. For my people, like I don't, and I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings with this because there's so many agents who want to punch me in the face when I say this, but that's 700, 800 downline stuff. That's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I'd love to be rocking that check and I'm sure I can do some really cool stuff with that kind of money. But to me, specifically, I need to be there for my people, the people I sign up, or I need to make sure the person I sign up is set up and they're they feel the same way with their people. I don't need to rock all 700, but the people that I put in place
around you,
like me, to feel the same way. Because I'm not just trying to get numbers. I'm not just trying to go to Hondros and say, sign up with me, sign up with me, sign up with me. Let's pray that we get something. That's not how I roll. Everybody I signed up is going to be a sales assassin. They're going to be a badass.
So you look for quality over quantity.
I don't care all I care is that you want to get your ass up in the morning to work. And if you do that, I can teach anybody to be a badass. Anybody.
And you know what? Actually, I think that is one of the hardest things to do.
Yes.
Is to find quality agents that actually want to do the work. Because a lot of times they come and they don't realize that it's work. Like,
how much freedom we got in this job? If you didn't get your butt up every single day, who's telling you to get to work today?
Nobody.
Unless you got a couple of showings, that's the only time you really got to leave and do something, right? Other than that, you need to structure a day.
Exactly.
I act like I get 8 hours in before lunch. So half these fools, I ain't got to worry about that. But either way, even if it wasn't though, I have stuff, my calendar is rocket. I mean, like I have it in for the morning. I wake up, what I'm doing, 4 o'clock, doing my birthday videos, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
If you don't act like it's an 8-day or not even 8
then it's not going to give
that's
you.
A minimum.
And I think that's the part a lot of agents have to understand.
Structure.
You're only going to get from real estate what you put in. If you don't put nothing in, then you're not going to get anything. So,
amen.
So, okay. So you pick EXP, you come over. What has been your experience with your career so far? Because you changed industries, you got with a new company. What has that looked like for you?
The moment I got into this industry, it was beautiful. It took off which was kind of crazy because I came from, making a six-figure income
Mhm.
to,
No income.
no income. So your boy don't have too much pride. So I was doing Uber and Lyft
Yep.
and flipping old school BMX bikes
Okay.
for the first year and a half. I sold 220 bikes in 2 years. Bought, stored, resold while selling real estate.
See,
And
you that salesman, he can
I'm
sell
a hustler,
anything,
man.
y'all. I'm
I
a
just
hustler.
I feel
Me. I'm a
there's two right next to me right now, and I don't need the money. I'll just do it because I see it online. Like, he's slipping. I'm about to get him for
But
another
I think
$100.
that's important to talk about though, because sometimes when you're building a business, you probably have to do something that's going to give you income on the side
And
while
man,
you're doing it.
I came from rocking suits every single
Right,
day.
6 figures. Like it takes so sometimes, and I always want to tell my agents, don't get caught up in other people's story, like be inspired by it, but don't get caught up in it, because it takes like this person can probably walk away from a job if they were making 20-30,000. This person, it's going to take a little bit more to walk away from 6 figures, because that's where you used to living at. You used to living at 6 figures, right? So don't get in the hype like, oh, that person quit their job and they walked away. They probably was only making like 20, 30. You just never know.
Yep.
So don't compare the journey.
You got to hear the whole story.
You got to hear the whole story.
I am blessed. And the reason why I said that, I told you, my wife and I have been together 23 years. We didn't start up. We didn't both come with money into this
right
together. We built our way up, and now my wife kicks ass too. So when granted, we were making pretty lovely together, but when it was time for me to dip off, that went right in half. Now, it wasn't putting us in a hurting position.
But it does change your lifestyle for a minute.
Her stuff takes care of the house, and we at least know we're gonna live. But this right here was what did everything to get us ahead and kind of keep us, bring luxury
us back, right? And all that life.
Got to go forward. Not even that, because we did some dumbass shit when we were kids. When we were kids, so it was coming back. So we just got right, like, a while back. Right. And now we're just trying to go, get a little ahead, get that kid right, and just be. Now we're where we should have been, in my opinion, maybe a little while back. We should have done some stuff maybe a little different. But man, it could not be any better right now. My wife is on top of the world at her position. She's on base. I could not be. I am so damn happy every day I get up and get vertical. You have no idea. It don't matter if I sell something, I will still be happy. Although the first day yesterday, I put 4 under contract all in one shot. Woo! Off market.
On the first day of the year.
Amen. Hey, the best part. It was a girl I helped at the beginning of the summer, and we couldn't sell her place because they had 3 tenants in the places right next to each other, and then a little empty lot. And unfortunately, tenants were being, chumped.
Yeah, tenants when you're trying to sell.
Yeah, horrible. So we just changed the management company because we thought that was maybe the main problem, and it's been okay for now. And then I knew a guy. I sold him 3 houses in the last 6 months. I'm like, my man. I'm like, if old girl wants to still sell these places I was talking about back in summertime, would you be interested? He goes, hell yeah, man. He goes, we're trying to spend this much, during the first quarter. And he's got a good investor guy. I'm like, done. Made a phone call. She's like, one of them just left. The other 2 are taking off in the next couple of days. So hell yeah. So
wow. That's one hell of a New Year day.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, I'm blessed, man. I'm like, I left my team. You said, I'm sorry, I kind of went off on another tangent. You said, how's everything been since I started? So I came in 2018, and August 22nd is the day I got licensed. The day I walked in the door, one of the inside executives said, who wants to get an appointment? It's 2 hours away, right? It's on the river down in Cincinnati. I'm like, I'll take it. And all right, so I take it, go down, boom, get a listing. Then I take the sign and lockbox with me. I'm not leaving with it. And so then I come back. It's like 2 days later, something like that. Then I get this investment person. And 2 weeks later, we closed in on the first condo. So I closed my first deal in 2 weeks.
Wow.
So within the first 4 months at the Christmas party, they surprised me and named me the 2018 Level High Living Team Rookie of the Year. And at the time, they were the #1 mega team for EXP in Ohio. I shortly thereafter became their social media manager, and was asked to be the realtor representing the Cancer Society for the Real Men Wear Pink campaign here in Dayton. we do a lot of, I get to do a lot of stuff like for the cops around here. We do something called the Back to Blue event. That's been 4 years running so far. And currently I am dancing. I'm going to be in, so we've got something here called a Special Wish Foundation, which is exactly like Make-A-Wish Foundation, except the things are done, the wishes are done here locally for kids here. And the wishes are just like the big ones. We had kid meet with Chef Ramsay last year, and the 2 years before, I think dude drove with Dale Earnhardt Jr. You know, big stuff like that. But so I was one of the 4 people picked to compete in the Dancing with the Stars thing here in February. So I'm in training with that, and that's gonna be fun one. So I'll be dropping some links on that to see if I can get some love for some people here shortly. But that should be a good time.
When you get out of Facebook jail. When you get
right? That's the worst part about this whole thing. It happened right before Christmas, New Year, and luckily it's 3 days before my birthday. They're gonna let me out of the damn thing.
So life is looking pretty great. So let me, John, if somebody that's listening is thinking about changing careers, kind of like you did, and coming into real estate, and they're thinking about EXP, like what would be some advice you would give them?
Do your homework. Listen, at the end of the day, EXP is a phenomenal brokerage for me, right? I did my homework. Everything about them, from the marketing help that you have online to make you look like a professional. Because if you're not somebody, like I can do that kind of stuff. I've been doing that stuff myself anyway with my apps and things like that.
Right.
And they're not quite, and they're semi-professional, but they're not nearly as nice as what you could do at EXP stuff for free. The things that we can do to market ourselves through all of the different help and things like that, and the support and the classes and the online university. There's so many awesome things about this brokerage for me. All right. These are things that I know that there are great for me, the CRM system, all this stuff. But at the end of the day, like I said earlier, the number one thing that anybody doing when they come into real estate that they should do is find somebody that actually gives a crap about them and their success. Because listen, we can tell you all day long that you'll kick ass and take names, and then all your friends and family will buy from you, which is horseshit, by the way. But it's a lie. And most people, it's not because they don't like you, your family and friends. It's because they don't want to pull back the curtain and have you see what's going on behind it.
Yeah.
They may be scared. They may be scared that maybe you'll say something to somebody that's another friend of yours, even though you may be the coolest cat in the world or the most loyal person in the world. That's their worry. You know, they've never told you they had a bankruptcy before. They've been rocking like that. And now you got to find that out because you got to get them pre-approved.
Because you're there. Yeah.
They're worried about their good friend knowing they got some dirt behind
their
them.
business. Yeah.
So don't always feel hurt that someone didn't use you. Sometimes it's out of respect. They just don't, you know what I'm saying?
They don't want you to know.
They don't want you to know. And they're just, it's not that they, you know, that's the scary thing. So I think the number one thing is find somebody who cares. Like, and I'm telling you, I get goosebumps right now just thinking about that because that damn question. I have never found so many people in my entire life in one company that actually give a crap about me. Like that. I have people, I mentor people all over the country that are not my people. I don't give them.
Me too. That's what I say. Sometimes I'm on the phone with the agent. They're not in my downline. They're not my mentee. I'm not going to get anything off of them, but I'm going to give them what I got.
That's all I do. I mean, that's people call me because of the social media thing and how, hey, what apps do you use? Or hey, who do you use to make logos? Who do? Man, I just just throw up all over them and give my every bit of information I got. Here's all my contacts here. Here's my boy that does all my logos, blah, blah, blah. Here's the dude that does this. Man, you need something, holler at me. I'm up at 5, my hours on Google, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Period. Wow. Yeah, wow, all day, 365, man. I'm not right. I'm not, something's not right. I'm up before Santa Claus. That's kind of early. I was in the office last year for 2 hours before I ever went back and opened presents. I'm an idiot. My wife's gonna kill me though. But so that's basically it. I mean, I think you find someone like Miss Julie Meyer or someone like John Clark here in Ohio who actually cares about you. I don't get paid enough to lie to people, man. I just don't do
and it ain't worth it. Like it's not what we lying for.
But well, you know, when you start lying, you got to lie the rest of your life.
A lot
If
of
you tell the
rescue
truth,
business.
man, they just got to deal with whether they like the news or not.
That's
You know what
it.
I'm saying? And
That's it.
it's always better that way because, like I said, I can't remember what the hell I did yesterday. So I'll be telling you some other funny lie the next day, like, oh no, I was saving some kids from a burned building. Then 2 weeks later, I'm like, oh yeah, girl, this old man was falling out of a building and I jumped, like, girl, it's just not worth it.
So, John, what's something you want to get accomplished this year? We're at the top of 2022. If you're listening to this interview, it's the second day of the year. What's something that you like, I want to get this done in 2022?
I want to help 10 more agents find the right place for them. You know what I mean? So I know for a fact, with the knowledge that I have, the experience I have, the ability that I have, especially with the marketing and things like that, that I've been able to do, all of my my business is more fun. I've never had more fun selling in my entire life than I have right now, because now I just make pretty pictures with cool messages, and I share and connect people together. And then now we're getting this network, and your vibe attracts your tribe, and my tribe is looking sick right now. I cannot tell you how many people I'm in love with across this country right now. I swear I have more friends now that I can't wait to hug out with when I get in their damn state.
I know. I told my husband, I was like, we can go anywhere in the state, and I know somebody there now.
Anywhere in the country.
I went to my first year here, because this is my second year at EXP, but my first year here, I've been doing these interviews with agents. When I went down to Florida, I was able to host a brunch, and like 5 women came. I went to dinner with some agents, like you just show up in the city and you have friends there. It's
got
amazing.
A ton of them.
It's a very beautiful, a lot of them. And that's why I say I can anywhere.
Staying in front of people, like that thing that I do when I'm trying to put people together. Man, I'm telling you, there's nothing better to strengthen a relationship than that. Because then we start going back and forth, and sometimes they'll correct me back, man, thank you for tagging me on that, but that's just a little too far for me. Then I tightened up my notes in their contact, though. You know what I'm saying? So then I know next time, okay, now I'm not gonna do that next time, but now I gotta find something for that puzzle piece in that area, because I'm still trying to be Johnny on the spot when it comes to that spot too. You know what I mean? So it's but it's a learning thing, man. I mean, I made up with this stuff, girl. Look at it. You see that right there?
All hats. Yeah.
Hats. That's all EXP hats, from the old logo to the new logo.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not right. The boys got right. My license plate says 10X EXP. I'm a weirdo, man.
What's that? Grant Cardone.
Grant Cardone. And the funny thing is, I had that 2 years before homeboy even decided to come to our company. So if you want to buy that logo off me, we can get down anytime now. But yeah,
wow. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much, John, for doing this interview with me. Now, Ohio, only person I'm going to ever think about is John.
I love you. Well, you are Chicago. Julie Myers is Chicago.
Yes, remember me. I got your referrals here in Chicago. So
I promise.
Thank you so much for doing this interview. I really appreciate it.
Well, I am so sorry for the original technical difficulty, which was completely my fault. But thank you very much for having me. You rock, man. I hope you have a wonderful new year, and we'll see you soon.
Same.
All right.